the town. I would like to call to order the Town of Willington Inland Wetland and Watercourses Commission today, March 25th, 2024. The time is now 7:37. Apologize for the technical difficulties to those attending the meeting for the short delay. Call to order and roll call. All commission members are present. Myself, Patrick Lord, Mark Drobny, Ralph Toulis, and David Jordan. There are no alternates to seat. There are no applications to be received. The approval of minutes from October 2nd, 2023 have not been prepared for us to vote on tonight. So would someone like a motion to table those to the next meeting?
No, so moved.
We need a motion first.
Oh, all right. I move to postpone approval of minutes of 10/2 until our next meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item on the agenda, public hearing for our forest practice regulations TH24-1. The commission initiated amendments to the Town of Willington Forest Practices Regulations Section 5.6 and Section 5.10 pertaining to application requirements and notices to adjoining landowners. So where are we at with that?
So you have a red line in front of you, which reflects the reviews you've made at subsequent meetings, or previous meetings, and was referred to the state. We're required to provide them with an opportunity to comment. So we did hear back from the forestry division that everything looked good. They've been following along and have attended meetings previously. So they didn't have any concerns, thought that the revisions made sense, particularly based upon some of the issues that have come up previously. And so following adoption, this would then get referred back to the state for the official signature and endorsement of the revised regs. This was noticed in the newspaper as required by statute.
Okay, can you pull up if there's anyone online that would like to view those? We'll now open up the floor to, is there anything from the commissioners on these right now?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I have one question about the section 5.6 first paragraph, second sentence. Did we strike out too much there?
I think so.
The second sentence reads, such notice shall be sent, certificate of mailing, not more than 7 days. And I think it should have been with a. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just grammatical.
Yes, yes. Content-wise, no issues.
Could we easily revise that, Mike?
Yeah, so I think what I would do is certificate of mailing is the non-certified type or form that the USPS uses. So I would suggest it be amended to say sent by certificate of mailing.
Oh, okay.
That'll work.
That works for me, I think.
You need a motion to change that?
You could do it now, or you could sort of make one motion at the end if there's any other changes.
That'd be fine.
Just keep a tally list.
Yeah.
Is there any more comment or discussion by the commission on these? And we'll open it up to the floor to anyone in the public that would wish to speak to this item. Is there anyone that would wish to speak to these? Okay, so what's next? We make a motion to approve these and send them to the state, Mike?
Yeah, I
With
would
the
say,
change.
yep, with the change, and just as a note, obviously, if something were to change or there was any feedback from the state that was different than what we have received, then we would bring it back to you guys for basically a new hearing and consideration of any of that feedback.
Okay, I'll make a motion to revise the changes in the forest practice regulations, second sentence, section 5.6. Such notice shall be sent by certified mailing.
No, by certificate of mailing.
Oh yeah, by certificate of mailing, yes. And I believe those were the only changes.
Yep, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's that.
In a motion to close the public hearing?
Are you making a motion?
I will make a motion to close the public hearing on this application.
Okay, can I get I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, new business, timber harvest application TH24-2, selective timber harvest at 60 Mahaliac Road Extension and 22 Polster Road. Owner K. Malik, applicant C. I'm going to butcher this, Makrozetsky. How'd I do on that?
As well as I could.
Okay, is there
I wouldn't
anyone?
even want to attempt it, Patrick.
I think I did okay. Chris, how did I do?
I think you did.
Is there anyone here to speak to this application?
Yeah, I'm here. Chris McCretsky is here.
McCretsky, okay. I didn't do too bad. I'm sorry.
I'm having trouble being there, but I'm here.
Very good.
Okay, why don't you walk us through what you're proposing with the timber harvest on these two properties?
Okay, well, I know there's wetlands on the property. I'm never gonna be near the wetlands. I don't know if you can see my skid roads. There's no crossing. I'm not crossing any wetlands. I'm just harvesting the pine there on the edges of the two parcels. And I'm landing them. You can see the landing on the map. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
And I can hardly hear.
And so this you're targeting just white pine, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Is there the skid roads you're using, are those pre-existing or will you be constructing those?
Partially, yes. I mean, there's a couple new ones that are gonna just be into the trees that are there, but there is some existing skid roads.
Okay. And the operational plan you submitted, it says about 80% of the white pines over the 14-inch DBH?
Yes.
Yeah, because I did see there's wetlands in that lower, what would that be, the west eastern corner of that 16 Mahaliac Road extension property.
Yeah. There's some down there. The machine will never be there. If any trees are cut there, they'll be cabled out.
Okay. All right, so you're not proposing any cutting within the wetland area?
No, if there's some cutting, I'm just saying the machine won't be in the wetlands or in the, upland review. I'll just be cabling the trees out. There's not many down there anyway. It's just a couple on the edge,
Okay. Yeah, it's an upland species anyway, so. Okay. I did see there was correspondence from Love's Truck Stop. Are they an interested party in this as well?
No.
That's just. Yeah, I just was gonna explain, I think that is an example of one of the abutters notices that was provided to the adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It matches with the receipt return, the certified mail receipts, which were scanned as well.
I got you. And then it looks like from your operational plan, you'll leave the slash and piles and
Yep. It's gonna be lowered so it looks as best it can.
yeah. Just a question. Is this to regenerate more pine growth or have something
Yeah, I
new?
mean, they're just becoming to the end of their life, They're
Okay.
they're large in size and they're just gonna tip over and be nothing,
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, it's happened to a couple there already and it's just gonna continue to happen. So before there's nothing to log, might as well log them.
That sounds good.
Log them or lose them, right?
Mhm.
It's an agricultural practice.
That's the way it goes.
Okay. Is there any other questions or discussion from the rest of the commission?
Just a quickie, is there any red pines still left in there?
No,
Okay,
there's some mixed hardwoods, but we're leaving those for the landowner wants them for firewood.
And just the equipment you're using, forwarder?
It's
Skidder?
a cable skidder.
And you're going to be performing this work in accordance with the 2012 Connecticut DEP, EEP, BMP, best management practices
Yeah.
for harvesting.
Yep.
Is there a clear break or edge to that wetland boundary that you noticed? As far as like forest composition that would, any other kind of different tree species that you could, just know when the guys are out there and be like, yeah, we're getting close to the wetland or.
Well, you can just clearly see, and it's down in they're low, it's in the ravines down in the lower section,
Yeah,
the pine is all pretty much on the high sides.
Okay. I guess my only question, Mike, would be, would the I mean, it is an as of right activity, but would the upland review area of the harvest trigger anything?
Well, he's gonna, I mean, based on what he's explained, he's gonna keep the machine out of those areas. So there wouldn't be anything separate. It would be an activity that you would review if he was coming before you in the same way. Really, the only functional difference is that without having that direct activity within the wetland with the machines or the skid roads, landings, staging, et cetera, the only functional difference is that he doesn't submit a separate wetland application. There's no difference in fee, there's no difference in criteria. Because on the wetland side, it's an as of right activity. So your only real control over the operation is on the timber harvest side, which is what's before you now anyway.
Okay. Is that clear with the rest of the commissioners?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, this 8 acres of harvest, not terribly large.
No.
Is there any further discussion from the commission, or would anyone like to make a motion on this application?
The only comment I'd like to add, Patrick, is my typical comment about invasive species. And I hope that the property owner is aware that by eliminating a lot of the evergreen tree cover, it's going to be prone to a lot of invasive species, primarily autumn olive and Asian bittersweet. And it's something that requires, from my perspective, some monitoring on the part of the property owner. It would be wise to try and keep a handle on that. That's the only comment I would make. Otherwise,
I mean, there's a bunch of small pine that are staying too, so there's gonna still be, some shading.
Oh, sure, they will spring up for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. He also cuts firewood out there too, so I'm sure he'll keep an eye on what's going on.
Now, my property had 0 Asian bittersweet 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Now I can't get rid of it.
yeah, and same with the Russian olive, they're terrible.
Absolutely, yes.
I make a comment, the bittersweet's growing everywhere. It's out of control, it's worse than grapevine. It's there now, it's got
Yeah,
nothing to do but the trees.
Well, just be thankful it's not mile a minute.
It's not Kudzo, no. It's pretty aggressive.
Any further discussion or questions from the rest of the commission?
No.
Nope. Would you like me to make a motion to approve PH 24-2, selective timber harvest, 16 Mahayak Road extension and 22 Polster Road? Malak owner, applicant is Chris. Let's see.
yeah, it's actually Jay, right?
Well, I have Chris's
C.
iPhone here. Anyway.
Oh,
C.
yeah, it's Chris McCretsky, but I'm just saying,
Okay,
I think the
McCretsky.
owner's initial was wrong. It was Jay.
Yeah, Joseph.
Correct.
Yeah, you're right. The agenda's wrong.
Right.
Is that okay, Mr. Chairman? Or should I get more
Yeah,
explicit?
I would just say, have the operation needs to adhere to the Connecticut DEEP's 2012 best management practices for water quality while harvesting forest products, which the applicant did say that he would adhere to.
correct.
And there should be no harvesting within the wetlands without a jurisdictional ruling on that. And you're just going to be harvesting white pines. So did I touch base on pretty much all those, Mike, you think? That's pretty
Yes.
That was pretty straightforward. So
I'll accept that modification or that amendment.
do we have a second on the motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Mr. McCretsky.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, inland wetlands application 24-2, an as of right determination request for the installation of public water system piping at 327 Ruby Road, owner NC RJK Ruby Road LLC, applicant R. Figurio. Tough ones tonight. Is there anyone here to speak to this application?
Yes, I'm James DeSawyer from Hilly Ward Engineers.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I'm just gonna bring it up and I'll share it on the screen. Give me 1 second. We'll start with the site plan. Do you want me to, is that what you want me to start with the site?
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you.
That one good?
Yeah, that's kind of a good one. Okay, so. Okay, this project includes the installation of 2 new bedrock drinking water wells and new well piping to the new treatment facility. We're centralizing the water treatment. And we're replacing the existing well lines and rerouting them into the new treatment building. This is part of a public water supply system. We're staying outside of the wetlands. We're going to be installing silt fence between the water lines and the wetlands area. We're going to follow all of the 2002 guidelines, which is outlined on the following sheet. And we have erosion and sediment control details as part of this project. The well lines are going to be installed within the upland review area on the wetlands buffer.
You guys on my map at all, or can you see it okay?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have it
that's
open
good.
on my screen as well, yeah. Mark, you good?
Yes.
Okay. So, are you gonna be using any like existing water lines, or this is all gonna be new construction?
The existing well lines are going to be replaced and rerouted to the new treatment building. Currently, they go into the vault, which is shown with a blue outline on the right. So we'll reroute them to the new centralized water treatment system plant.
Okay.
Correct
And-
me if I'm wrong, as I understand this, the existing storage tank remains, the existing pump station is to remain, it just will not be accepting water from where it had been, directly from the wells, I assume?
Yeah,
Is that a
and
fair
instead of
statement?
having the well lines go directly into the storage tank and then being treated at all of the independent buildings, we're centralizing the water treatment into a central building. And so the well lines will be routed there, the water will be cleaned, and then it will flow into the existing water storage tank and then pressurized with the pump equipment in the existing vault. And then sent out to the buildings clean.
You
Are
have
the
a sense of
existing well,
capacity you're looking for?
Each well, we put in the application to be up to 50 gallons per minute. I'm not sure if we'll achieve that, but we're hoping to improve water quality within 2 new bedrock wells and improve capacity. So they
You know how far down you're gonna have to go?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, the previous wells, what are they?
I believe they're around 350 feet,
Okay.
but they vary from well to well.
Okay.
are
All
the
right,
existing,
so-
are the existing wells going to remain in use? Or
Yes,
are they going to be abandoned?
they're going to continue to be in use, and they'll have new well piping installed.
Okay.
Are those within an upland review area?
Yes,
And where are those shown on the map?
the existing wells are shown at the 2 cursor locations. There's another one over here. I don't know, you can't see.
I can probably get in there.
Yeah,
How far away from the nearest abutting landowner is that?
I don't know if you can zoom out, then I don't know if they're close enough to actually show it. I guess the closest abutting landowner would be across the street.
Yeah, you can see on the parcel map over here.
But that's not as far down as the grading place where they've been taking gravel out, the gravel.
That's across the street over in this area here.
Okay, but across the street the other way, there is a landowner that has a house there, just coming up out of the curve. But I think that's probably quite far away from that spot.
It's over here, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So it looks like the activities under our jurisdiction within the upland review area is the installation of the water line from well number 7 across, and the drilling and installation of the water lines from well 8. So go ahead and explain to us, and if Mike could just kind of illustrate, it's a little busy, but where you intend to put up your sediment and erosion controls and what those would consist of.
I realize now that I don't have it shown on this plan, but our current drawings show the sediment and erosion control from the edge of the pavement coming up near the wetland flag number 10, and then continuing all the way to the treatment building. So we'll install silt fence.
And that's permanent?
No, silt fence is temporary, just during construction,
That's until you get your pipes in.
just until the pipes are in
Okay.
and grass is established.
So it appears to me, is the installation of the majority of this water line already in a developed, say, looks like the parking lot back there, is that correct?
Yeah, it's a tractor trailer parking lot, near well 7. And one of the wells is actually located in the parking area.
Yeah.
And The other ones are just off the parking area, off the edge of the pavement.
Okay, yeah, picture that.
And how deep do these lines have to go? Especially specifically near wetland flag 10, F10, WF10.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Can you just how deep is the proposed depth where you're going to set the lines?
4.5 feet.
4.5 feet. Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking. I guess a critical area would be, you know, that top toe of wetland area 1.
Yes.
Looks like you're going to be doing a lot of digging up there. So,
Well, the lines will all be installed in a single trench.
okay.
I only can draw them so close together on the plan.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
I assume you line the trench with pea stone or something like that.
They have sand in the bottom of the trench, and then they'll put the well lines on top of the sand, and then add 6 inches of sand above the wall lines, and then backfill and topsoil and seed.
Okay. So, Mike, since it's an as of right activity,
Mhm.
is there, when a motion is made, can we put conditions on that, or just from what is described in the application and on the plans?
I think it depends. If the condition is that you want them to upload a copy of their most recent plan, that would be fine. If it's a condition that they only do the work in the month of August, that's not fine. They are coming into you under a specific carve out within the regulations, which allows for activities because of the type of system this is to be permitted as of right. So you're not actually issuing a permit if you determine that this qualifies as an as of right activity. That's the section in our regs which allows this as of right is aligned with with the state regs for this, so it's not specific to Willington. If there's any questions that you had, if the applicant feels they're prudent and agrees to them, then we're fine, but I guess it would depend on what you're thinking.
No, I just want to make it clear so everyone on the commission and in the public understands that it's an as of right activity for a public water drinking supply, and it's not, we're not issuing a permit, we're issuing a determination, correct?
You are correct.
So it looks like this applicant has provided a lot of nice details here with the erosion and sediment controls and everything else. And their plan and what they want to do, and is an as of right activity. So is there anyone on the commission that would like to make a motion or have any other questions?
I'm happy to make the motion if you will phrase it, you will write it. Or if it's just a very simple approval, then I will move to the approval of this application.
I think that's exactly what it is, per what they've submitted to us in their application. So I believe there's a motion on the floor to approve IW-24-2 as of right determination request for the installation of public water system piping at 327 Ruby Road, owner NC RJK Ruby Road LLC, applicant R. Figurio. with the application materials that they have provided to us. And I guess one condition, Mike, is have them submit their final plans. I think that's the only thing we can do, right? So we have that on the record.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mr. Chairman, one comment. Hey, the applicant had talked about trenching earlier, but I am not finding any trenching details on these drawings. I see a lot of erosion sediment control, but that was something that was discussed. It would be nice to have it documented.
I can
Yeah.
support.
So you can upload the revised plan and any of that other stuff. You can upload it right to the portal,
Okay,
right to the application where this all is. It'll just go right up there as a revised version of the plan.
sure.
You can email it, but you can do that directly.
All right, thank you.
Okay, do we have a second on that?
I'll second it. All right. We'll let Ralph.
Thanks, Mark.
Bet you he'd be really good at Jeopardy. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sure enough.
Okay, so we have the next item is Timber Harvest 24-1, where we initiated amendments to the Town of Willington Forest Practices Regulations, Section 5.6 and 5.10, pertaining to application requirements and notices to adjoining landowners. So is now the time we vote on that, Mike, with the changes, or did we take care of that previously?
Yeah, not knowing what will happen at the hearing, just typically we include it under new business. I believe you took all the action necessary under the hearing, so if there's anything further, you made a motion to approve with the changes as discussed. So I don't need anything else unless the commission does.
Done.
There is no old business to discuss. Correspondence. Number 1, Love's Truck Stop, Roaring Brook Water Quality Monitoring Report. What do we have on that?
So these are reports that are required as part of the commission's approval of the facility when it came before you. So they've come in since the last time the group was together, so I included them as correspondence simply so you would have access to them and would know that they were submitted. I think even if I had attempted to, I'm not sure I could go through them with a fine-tooth comb and give you anything different than what you'd find if you looked through them, but they've submitted the water quality monitoring report as well as the Q4 groundwater monitoring report.
Okay.
A little disappointed to see some of those Roaring Brook sensors that failed or batteries died.
You know, Ralph, I had the same concerns about the Roaring Brook, review about whether or not all of the, testing sites are active. It looked like a number of them have failed, so.
Mike, do you remember how long after completion of the project this monitoring was to continue?
I can tell you.
I don't know if that was specified or not, or whether it was specified beyond substantial completion of the project, which obviously it is substantially completed.
Yeah, they don't. It was not included as a condition of approval, the planning and zoning permit, let me see. It's on the wetlands, material commission agent permit subject to. Okay, so as part of condition number 16, a water quality monitoring plan shall be provided, approved, in consultation with DEEP. Plan shall include quarterly monitoring reports beginning from the start of work on the site and continuing for a period of at least 5 years from the issuance of the certificate of occupancy.
Okay, so they need to get, need to get back on a stick here as far as what they're doing. There's no data from, let's see. They had data loggers installed in October 2020 with a reference to Table 1, Figure 1, but I'm not seeing anything as far as what data was collected. Either that or I'm not reading this report correctly. Looking at page 2, field investigation, second paragraph.
The table 1, figure 1, correct?
I don't know where that is.
So table 1 is just below that, the passive logger locations and associated data types.
Right, but figure 1, not sure what they're referring to.
Is kind of like that locus
yeah.
map, and that shows you where the
The aerial view, yes. I think that's just referring to their location. But there's no data published here with those starting in October of 2020.
Yeah, it looks like they're just giving us a snippet from September 21st to looks like towards the end of January. This data is just demonstrating that the water temperature is somewhat reflective of the air temperature, which we saw pre-construction. A little bit warmer in December and January, but we did have a lot of rain.
Well, we haven't had real winters in several years.
I don't know if this is the time to talk about, but how is everything working with the swaths? Is that stable? Or any erosion? They passed all of their SWIP requirements and such for stabilization?
As far as we are aware, and when we were out on the site last and have all the documentation that we've been provided and everything with the state when the site was CO'd, which obviously was a significant period of time ago, there were no issues. There was really only one spot, and when the commission was on the site, you saw it. There's one spot where that retaining wall was that they had a really hard time keeping stable. Other than that, we didn't have any significant issues that at least come to mind in the reports that the town's clerk of the works prepared, or in the stuff that we got from Bustin' O'Neill. All of those documents, I'm gonna have everything we've got. And I'd be more than happy to, like I said, I could send you a link to them. They're huge, but if you were interested in looking through the previous reports or any of those ENS things, we have all that stuff and I can make it available.
Thank you for that. It has been some time. Days are long, years are short. Okay. Is there any other questions or discussion regarding this before we move on to the next correspondence?
No, I don't have anything more.
Okay, moving on to the next item of correspondence. Love's Truck stop again, groundwater monitoring report for Q4 2023. Take a look at that. So there was no polyaromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, or petroleum hydrocarbons detected. Like a trace level of chloroform, but that might be from lab contamination. And barium. But it looks like the concentration detected is well below RSR criteria. Okay. All right. Any questions about that stuff, guys? The water looks very, very clean. All right. I guess we're going to move on here.
Question.
All right.
What's that, Ralph?
But I have no questions.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else? Can we move on?
Yep.
All right. Next item on the agenda is staff report and discussion. Mike, anything for us on that?
I don't have anything for you, other than the stuff that is in front of you now. Something that I'm working with an applicant on that may be before you next month, as far, whether it be an informal discussion or coming before you with an application, but, nothing that's been submitted at this point.
Okay. Moving right along. Now's the time in the meeting for public comment. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak?
We lost the public.
I see Kathy Demers, Evelyn Delaney.
This is Kathy Demers, 48 Mason Road. I just wanted to let you know I don't have any comments for you, just that you're doing a great job. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you for the vote of confidence,
Thanks,
Kathy.
Kathy.
Ms. Delaney, would you like to speak at all?
She's with us.
Oh, oh, that's right.
Still comment.
Sorry, Evelyn. I'll get it right one of these days.
She has control over how astute you sound in the minutes.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I notice when I get called the public all the time. I made the comment today.
See how wanted you are? Well, thank you again for all your work, and I promise I'll get it right one of these days. I mean, we haven't
That's
met in a while. We haven't met in a while, so.
I don't think you've come in yet. That's might be why. Hold on, let's see.
Mhm.
My kids are in bed. This might be safe. Nope.
A little blurry.
Yeah. A little blurry, yeah.
Yeah, I keep tape on the camera.
Ah, that's better.
Very good.
Nice to meet
There you go.
Hi, Evelyn.
All right. Oh, okay. Good to have you on board. Certainly appreciate it. Now it comes to Mark's favorite time of the meeting, where I'm sure he would like to chime in and speak. Mark?
Yeah, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Good.
I will
I'll second.
second, third, and fourth. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hey, thank you everyone for
Patrick,
thank you for being on the commission and keeping the ball rolling here in the town of Willington.